Wisconsin, Window Warriors Forum. You can check us out at windowcleaningwarriors.com. I want to do a product review on the Gunslinger bucket on a belt. We purchased our Gunslingers through Future of Window Cleaning's website. It took approximately 2 weeks to receive our products, which I believe is just too long of a time frame to wait for products. If a shipper, manufacturer is shipping with those type of time frames, I just think it's professional for them to inform customers at the time of purchase that that's what their shipping time frames are. We paid $75 for our first Gunslinger, $50 for our second, and $25 shipping. So $150, 2 Gunslingers shipped to us. First impressions on the packaging. Packaging is killer on this. I've never seen packaging on a window cleaning product that has been this good. It's great stuff. They started the controversy right away. The Gunslinger killed the bucket on a belt. They have a tombstone, Dead Bob, rest in peace, with dates on it. They do give a shout out, designed in the USA by Richie Blue, handcrafted for you by Reach It. Although it's designed in the USA, to me, that doesn't mean anything. Where it's built and crafted is the big interest for me, and I don't believe that that is in the USA for this product. So that carries a little more weight of where it's designed, where it was designed, I guess. As we open this up, bandanas. This comes with a bandana. I've seen a couple different colors: black, yellow, red, blue of these. Free promo product that comes with it. Informational. Fastest tools in the West. The gunfight's over. Kind of keep that gunslinger theme, Western theme up. Cleaning instructions, recommended uses, tips and trip tips. You get, the first time ever that I have seen the Gunslinger with tools loaded inside of it. Squeegees and applicators loaded inside of it. And I believe that on their websites, they don't show any applicators or squeegees inside the actual bucket on a belt, which is odd. I think it would allow you to gauge the size of the unit, and without tools and squeegees, anything being inside of it, it kind of hinders that from being done. Good hard rubber riveted marketing material, earned 5% lifetime deal on it here. Comes inside. I believe this is a sponge. I've heard that there's issues with water slopping around inside. Some other bobs have the same issue. They send a sponge with theirs, and I don't believe I would ever have a deal with that. We don't really use our bobs to hold a lot of water as a bucket. We use it to get us from one place to another without dripping during that trip to and from. But it's nice that they include something with it if they've picked up on that from product reviews or reports at all. Inside of this, there's another, just a quick guide: back slot, front slot, the reservoir, the front sling, get some information about those, positioning it, how to position it on your belt and body. First impression of the Gunslinger itself. This is a big piece of equipment. You gauge this with array bucket on a belt to the Gunslinger. I mean, these two things are way different. Two different things completely. This thing's pretty big. I'm a small guy, 5'5". Something like this size, just kind of seems a little big for me. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but I'm willing to give it a shot, see what it works, see how it works for us. First impressions on the design of it. The design seems pretty good. The materials seem even better. All material. Everywhere I see is material. The back is like obviously a waterproof something, you can tell on here. What I noticed right away are a couple different types of reinforcement. In this area here is the hardened rubber or plastic of some type, as well as on the bottom. And those are probably the areas that kind of maybe get abused or bumped into areas the most. Second type of reinforcement is a material. It looks like it's similar to what the sides are, but a little thicker. Around the top rims, the rims of the sling and the bottom of the sling. And the third type is a leather, and there's some leather going on here on where it connects to the belt, down the sides, and leather around this area here also. So it's a light product for being the size that it is. I was a little surprised by the weight of it being light. It looks to be well built. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the field for use for a while and come back and let you know how my review and my experience was with that. Once I had an opportunity to use the Gunslinger in the field for a 2-week period, I was pleasantly surprised. I actually liked this more than I thought I would. I really didn't have any issues with the original Ed-Ray bucket on a belt that I previously used. The main issue that I had with plastic BOABs is actually the noise. When you're walking around, just the noise that they carry. You can use an Unger, same 18-inch, same squeegee, and it's the noise that you get with these. Another thing I noticed was the amount that they swing. With the previous era of bucket on the belts, I mean, they swing so much as you're walking around. And the Pulex has the same thing here, same style, moves a lot, swings, makes a lot of noise. So the big difference that I noticed right away, applicator goes on the outer side, squeegee's on the inner side. You put that on yourself, the noise, it's just non-existent. Much different from the plastic bucket on a belts. When I put this on my hip, I really enjoyed how it didn't swivel. Although the swivel on the original BOABs are nice because that's the way I would use to dump these. So that's why they have the tip on this. Because it fastens so tightly and it's a bit larger unit, I didn't notice it as much being there. It was more of a comfortable fit, and I didn't catch myself put my hands on it to slow down the swing, to quiet it down or anything. It wasn't needed any longer. Another thing I really enjoyed was the positioning of the tools. Once you put these in, it puts them at an angle, and I really enjoyed that. Most bucket on belts, you're straight up. This drops it right into an angle. The sling on the front, I found a good home for my razor blade. I carry a razor blade every day. Usually it's on my left side. Opened up a spot on my left side. I was able to keep that there. You could use a sill squeegee possibly there. Many different opportunities, options you could do there. Another squeegee. The squeegees still maintain that same angle to them, which is great. If you want to load them even this other way, it's going to do the same thing. Switch it that way, depending if you want to grab it, one way here, a two-handed grab, one on each side, possibly however you feel comfortable with loading it. I did have to get used to what slot the applicator goes, what slot the squeegee goes. I just have a memory of, I don't even need to look with my Ed-Ray bucket on a belt, where my applicator goes, where my squeegee goes with this. I have to get a new memory down. So I do find myself looking at the unit to slide them into the slots a little bit more. This is my fully loaded Gunslinger. The noise on it, it's nothing near, doesn't even compare to what previously I used. Very surprised there. I also use a 22. The 22-inch applicator sits all the way down, just like an 18 does. If you were to gauge this on the outside, it doesn't quite go to the bottom. On most bucket on a belt, when you have a 22-inch squeegee inside, they're bottoming out on the bottom here. The handle doesn't rest here because the applicator is sitting on the bottom. What happens is when you develop some water inside here and you put an oversized applicator inside, it's going to push all that water right up here and out the top. That's going to go on your leg. We did not find that at all with the Gunslinger. It doesn't bottom out for one. Even if it did bottom out, the area is so much wider down here, you're not going to have that same effect. So even with a 22-inch applicator, we had no issues with it. We found that to be a success right there. We don't use our bucket on a belt to hold water to get a multiple set of windows done in a row. What we use them for is to carry our tools from one place to another without dripping during that time. So we do empty our buckets quite a bit. When we found by emptying this, We do have to do a little knee bend maybe to get that to empty that out. We've used this, we're in winter right now with gloves on. We had no problem with hitting this latch with gloves on, using anything. We even had alcohol in our water, and in the 2-week period, that didn't discolor this at all yet, and didn't start to deteriorate anything in this short time frame. We'll keep an eye on that and see how, what happens there. So for us, well-built unit, more comfortable than every bucket on a belt. I didn't think I really needed anything new. My leg doesn't get wet with my Ederay just because of the technique that I use. But our employees, some of them after 5 minutes, looks like they dumped a bucket of water on their leg. They use this, they did not get a wet leg, so that was an improvement for them there. And I guess this is something we're going to switch to. We're going to switch it to our crews, get them using this. It was a very comfortable unit, comfortable on our leg, comfortable to wear around all day when we're on our feet. I've seen other reviews on this product, and most of the reviews, I believe, were not based on the product itself, but it was more based on who manufactures the product, which I believe is unfair to the product itself. It seems like there's been some modifications. It's the first of its kind, so I expect to be some modifications and maybe some growing pains along with it. As long as they correct some things as they go along, I'm happy with it. This is something, the price point on it for us is a decent price point. Every company is going to have a different value for this product, or for any product that they have. I might be willing to pay more for this because I find it is more flexible for all of our employees, might be more comfortable for our employees to use. Every company is going to have a different value on it. For me, paying $30 more for a bucket on a belt to get one of this caliber is well worth it. If you have any questions, send us an email through windowcleaningwarriors.com.